Welcome back to Let Me Pull Your Coat, the unfiltered world of Master Soap. If you've been listening for a while, you may hear something a little different today. Not louder, just more focused. And before we get into it, let me be clear about one thing. This show is still built on your questions, your voicemails, your messages. That hasn't changed. What has changed is how we handle them. Lately, I've received several voicemails that all circle the same issue. Different voices, different situations, same root problem, confusion. People asking me things like, why do I keep ending up in the same situation? Why does rebuilding still feel heavy? Why do I feel stuck even though I'm doing better than before? Think about that. So today, instead of bouncing around, we're focusing on one thing: clarity and how it changes everything. Before we go any further, let me say this. If this podcast has ever felt like it was speaking directly to you, if you've ever said, I needed that, follow the podcast. This show is for people rebuilding their power after betrayal, loss, or hard lessons. And that's who I show up for every Tuesday. Now, let me ask you something. Are you really unmotivated? Or are you just unclear? Let me slow that down for a second because that question matters. Most people don't like drive. They lack clarity. When you don't know where you stand with someone when, you don't know what a relationship really costs you. When you don't know whether to stay, leave, invest, or walk away, everything feels heavy. Confusion drains energy faster than failure. And I want you to hear that clearly. You ever notice how tired you get trying to explain yourself to people who already decided not to understand you? That's not weakness. That's confusion doing damage. Here's something else people don't like admitting. You can rebuild your life and still recreate the same problems. Let me give you a real example. I've watched people rebuild their finances, rebuild their image, even rebuild their circle, and still end up drained. Why? Because they changed the surface, not the access. Same phone calls, same emergency favors, same people with unlimited opinions and no accountability. And then they're confused when peace doesn't last. That's not bad luck. That's clarity being ignored. I've had to make decisions where I didn't explain myself, didn't justify it, didn't debate it. Not because I was cold, but because I was finally clear. Once clarity shows up, explanations stop being necessary. Different year, different people, same outcome. Why does that happen? Because clarity was never addressed. You didn't lose because you weren't strong enough. You lost because you didn't see the situation clearly soon enough. And once clarity shows up, there's no unseeing it. That's when people start asking better questions. Why am I allowing this? Why does this feel familiar? Why am I explaining myself again? Those questions aren't comfortable, but they're necessary. I want to be clear about the direction of this show. Every Tuesday moving forward, we focus on one core issue that keeps coming up in your messages. One topic, one truth, one conversation that goes deeper instead of wider. Starting Thursday, we'll begin doing shorter follow-ups for Tuesday's main episode. But Tuesday is where the full answer lives. You're still welcome to send questions. You're still encouraged to leave voicemails. And yes, you can still expect real answers. The difference now is this. We're not rushing past the lesson. Let me ask you another question. What would change in your life if you stopped pretending you didn't already know the truth? Because most of the time, clarity isn't missing. It's ignored. You felt it the first time. You noticed it early. You just hoped it would change. Clarity doesn't shout. It taps you on the shoulder and waits to see if you'll listen. Ask yourself this tonight. Who has access to you that hasn't earned it anymore? Not who you love, not who you've known the longest, who has access. If that question makes you uncomfortable, good. That's clarity knocking. Now, before we close, listen closely. This is the quote point of the week. Confusion is more expensive than failure. Failure teaches. That part is important. Confusion drains, and it drains quietly. Failure has an end. Confusion keeps charging interest. If you want your power back, stop asking why things feel heavy and start asking what you're avoiding seeing clearly. That's where peace starts. That's where smarter decisions begin. If you got a question you want answered on the show, send it in. Use the Elevate Your Game option or email letmepullyourcoat@gmail.com. If this episode spoke to you, follow the podcast and come back next Tuesday. This space is for people rebuilding something solid, not flashy. Thursday, we'll continue this conversation. Until then, move slower, see clearer, and protect your footing. As always, I wish you much love and much respect.